Hello, it's me. And I Naps. Hi, it's me. Hello. I am here, and I am here to be of usefulness to the creation of Naps lore. Um, as always. It's been a week since the last stream. I've As I mentioned in the Discord, I did do a bit of planning as to what I'm going to expand the base a bit, quite considerably actually. I'm going to do a considerable expansion, and it's going to be an expansion that's going to happen over a long time. I'm just currently in the, I think I've got to a stage where I'm like, this is phase one of the expansion. Yes. Um, I think that sums things up. I am Naps. Today we are playing, and we have not played, and that means I never have this information on me when I need it. Let's see. We played Gamedec and drew 84 on the 9th of November, which was a little while ago now. But we're playing Gamedec again. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm a bit tired. If I fall asleep on stream, tell me to stop streaming. I won't fall asleep. I've just had a ice cream. Well, not an ice cream. Ice lolly. An ice lolly. We're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna get back to Wolfgang. That's. Oh, I think he's got a second name. Wolfgang Marshall. Ah, yes. I love Wolfgang Marshall. Gonna go back to Wolfgang Marshall. Yes, we haven't. It's quite a big game that I've got. It's 15 gigabytes. We got 2 achievements last time. I think if I remember correctly, we're doing a run that means that we can't change our choices because it's a more realistic one, maybe? I don't know. The kind of game that I'm definitely gonna have to go back to. Whether that's on stream or not, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just getting that loaded up now. You can hear that in the background. Let me grab that for you. I think we should get started without further ado. Let's not scrutinize over this. Let me get my chat up. Yeah. What are we playing next stream, actually? I wanna have that in my mind. Oh, we're playing Planet Zoo? Really? No. No, that's my bad. We're playing Dodo Peak, which is another free Epic game from a while ago. It's one of the kind of games that I'm expecting us to complete in a single stream. Just an interesting different angle on things. It's a puzzle game maybe, but not it's like an arcade game, I think, that we're gonna get through. Anyway, let me get the chat up as I say. So that I can keep access to everything, and let me know if it's all a bit too loud. And new content. No, continue. I got an achievement for something. What's that?
You're here. Good.
What did I get the achievement for? Why did I just get an... Hold on. I'm not complaining, it's just odd. But we have gone back a little bit here. What did we get an achievement for? Let me... I forget... complete all the fetch quests from that particular thing. Is that something we actually achieved? It says only 2% of players got it. I mean, I could believe that we did that. It's just, why didn't it give it to us last time if we really did do that? I don't know. I'm not going to complain about an achievement. You should go for every achievement this stream. Yes, all remaining 49 achievements. We've only got 3 of 52. Right, well, we've done this before. Frito Haggis, I am very grateful, thank you. We're gonna be professional, just doing my job. Real pro, take notice, son. Alright, we have a few things to discuss. You called, sir. Clear my schedule, blah, 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 blah. We've gone through this. The game is full of bugs. I see no correlation. Tell me what happened online. Professionally. Frito was imprisoned. Blah, blah, blah. But you're finally able to get him out. Express opinion. He may have trauma for the rest of his life, or his mind might... I'm pretty sure we've seen most of this. Jester seemed to know you well, but you didn't mention him when you hired me. Do you know him? You're astute, Gamedec. I'm willing to trust you. Yes, the hacker is no stranger to me. We've seen all of this. Just gonna say random stuff. Right, okay. This, these loading screens are, seem to me considerably less professional than the rest of the game. Right, here's where we're up to. I snapped out my thoughts. The apartment was overheated. The power must have gone out. Recall a dream. I was covered in sweat. A moment earlier, I had been lying on the floor in Jeffrey Haggis' office, paralyzed. Jester was there, and so was the panda. Frito, Haggis, even Timmy. They were laughing at me. I thought I was going to get hurt, even die, but I couldn't do anything. I was helpless and vulnerable. Start your day. No time for slacking. Need to restore power to my apartment. Luckily, Bliss has a separate source of power. Home inspections are where major demos really shine. Okay. Whatever, man. Window. Whatever. Hello? Control panel for the apartment's AI. Blah, blah, blah. Write that down. What did I get an achievement for this time? Let me have a look. Well, it's not telling me. Get 50 pieces of information from the codex. Oh, okay. First name is Blur's, default name, I never bothered to change it. Analyze the system. BWI have been developing AI modeled after the human psyche for quite some time, even the holographic visualizations, blah blah blah. Everything seems fine, but it shouldn't have. If there was a surge or failure in the tower, it should have left a sign, but there was nothing. The software truly looked like I was activating it for the very first time. It made no sense. Activate the system. The logo with 2 whales appeared on the panel. Thank you for purchasing a product manufactured by Blue Whales Interactive, the leader in the field of AI. BWI, never alone. You're activating Blizz for the first time. To start, configure the software to your liking. Damn, something had reset my settings. Probably another failure in the tower or a surge upstairs. I had to reconfigure everything again. Casual conversation. Holographic figure appeared in the air.
I'm Bliss. How can I serve you?
Pretty much. Alright, wait, what do you mean? Do you remember me? What does everything break all the time nowadays? Check the electrical grids. Systems didn't find any defects in the apartment. The fault was on the provider's end.
I'm here for you.
Could you contact the electricity provider and report a problem? Of course, problem reported. I've been assured that everything has now been restored to working order. By the way, you've got a new contract.
Breaking news.
Today is Tuesday, July 18th. My name is Gina Gord, and this is the news. The creation of DigiNet by BWI is still a very controversial topic. The company's spokesperson strongly denies the gossip saying psychoscans have been performed without the consent of the psyche's owner. The spokesperson stresses that any attempts to discredit the company will not go unanswered. This has been Water City News, your source for up-to-date domestic and international news all day long. Alright, thanks for that, I guess. I love the smell of a computer booting up in the morning. The money from my latest contract could be used to give it a few upgrades. Nah, there could be other expenses. Void stars. Should I buy the vulture? Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to any of this. Mail. Open the email from Rhonda Zappa. Dear Gamedec, once again I would like to thank you for saving my marriage. You a hell of a lot. Love Bob even though he's a klutz with a weird religious blend. I say this because I saw how you looked at me. You know what I mean. Nothing would come of it. Maybe in another life. Thanks again. Rhonda. Mr. Gamedec, got a problem? Transfer's gone through. Find me in harvest time. Once you're there, I'll toss a clue your way. Attached was an invitation to a location in the harvest time and an advance standard rate, plus a few pennies after the decimal point. The way in which the letter was written, coupled with the advance, suggested I'd be dealing with something odd. Nevertheless, I took the contract, partly because I didn't have any others. Harvest Time is a free-to-play farm game with an outdoor adventure. What are you waiting for? Breed horses, cows, pumpkins, strawberries. Strawberries in the Wild West? The clan values vigilance above all, being in the moment. Moment keeps one's intuition and senses alert to all signs. That's that. Yeah, wait, there was a blah blah blah. Anyway. Sweet smell of burning circuits. Ah, my favorite. Right, are we gonna... Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna get to Harvest Time that way.
Hi, this is Leotari, or at least my voice. If you are listening to this message, then I have succeeded in having a small record of me survive the great temporal crash. Thinking this was possible gave me hope for the future.
Alright, look, here's the deal. My friends thought it'd be fun to jump into this stupid world, and now just everything's gone wrong. I think one of them might be dead, and I'm stuck here. Please just, please come and get me. I'm in twisted and perverted.
Hey, I need your help. Someone is running around the Brahma, pretending to be me. I think it is my ex in my skin. He did not take kindly to the breakup, and in the last telesense he promised to ruin my life. I thought it was just a crazy talk, and ignored it, but now I know I shouldn't have. Could you check it? I can give you the info about his last known whereabouts. Just please be quick. My reputation is on the stake.
Am I getting anything from this?
Hey, I never thought we'd be speaking again. But, look, Caroline has become a castaway, okay? Ever since the miscarriage. She's been getting drunk and drugged up, and every opportunity just...
I don't think there's any... You know how to produce a net show and how to smile to a camera. You possess a rare gift, charisma. You know how to use it. You can turn any conversation to a media interview and transform resisting... oh, right. So these are the people I know. That's... Okay. A lot of stuff. It's just a big old game. So I mean, it's not a big game though, because this is everything. This is let's get this. Let's get this. The thought being that I can then, being a celebrity is a balancing act, you must be ready to cross the boundaries of the absurd to cause a scandal because cameras love it. But take one step too far and you will fall far below your peers. Fame is like riding a tiger. It's easy to attract attention, charm people, and persuade them to talk. But if you go too far, well, I'm just gonna... I think, getting more of these professions is a good idea, so... There we go. That's gonna aid me, I think. I don't know.
Look, it's Scorcher. Man, I'm serious. She's trying to kill me. I told you my helmet gets tampered with. Shocking.
Well, it's their issues, I guess. So the doors protect me and my apartment, or maybe they protect Warsaw City from me. I had to take care of the contract. Blah, blah, blah. Fine. Going to harvest time. Going to the Wild West. Which may be a Red Dead reference. Oh. Oh ho ho. Harvest time HUD. Your farm level, the amount of gold coins and chests you've collected, the active boost time, and whether you own a gun. Okay.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to High Rock, the most beautiful town in the Wild West.
Thank you. Name's Handy Joe. I'm a help bot, but don't go telling anyone, and I'll answer all your questions, as long as you give me a yeehaw. So you stare the bot down.
This game is so addictive.
Supposedly, I could give people this look that made them fear for their lives. That's the exact look I give him. Looks like I have a maverick on my hands. Yeehaw. What can I do for you, desperado? Let's go about Stanley. I'm looking for a guy named Stanley. Know where I can find him? Oh, searching, tracking, fascinating. Alas, I can't give you this information. You're not on this honest farmer's friend list. Tough luck. Take a gander at them notice boards. Folks write all sorts of
I need
things
to
on
log
them.
out, but there is so much to do.
So if you're looking for something, maybe look there. You'll find one right there, next to the broken stagecoach. Yeehaw!
Enjoying the game?
Blah blah blah. Places of interest. Are there any interesting sights around here? Nah, cowboy, this game is boring as beans. Yeehaw, gotcha! Explore all the sights and smells, and feel alive. Gonna have the guild house. Want a locator? I'll get you there. Ask for a locator. Yes, please. Follow the arrow. Good luck. Okay. Game rules. General premise of Hearthstone. Didn't hear a yee-haw. Don't yee-haw. Friend, you're testing my patience. That Wild West temper sure is hot. Here's your answer, Maverick. Harvest Time is a free-to-play game. Improve your farm, work the field, breed animals, and get coins and unique treasures from crates. The crates are in fact loot boxes, but you didn't hear that from me. As a newbie, you get a trial farm that you can improve up to level 8. Yeehaw! Once that trial period is over, you can buy a premium account. That's where the fun starts, right? Seems like I could. This is parodying a lot of things. Okay. Grand. Holler if you need me, I'll answer all your questions, except for the one about the meaning of life, of course. Because before you ride off into the sunset, I love the game guide. Here's Wild Poppy.
Yeehaw! You've just inherited a grand piece of land.
You inherited a piece of land from your uncle, Tadek Uchenoska. React enthusiastically. That's amazing news. I've got land. I'm gonna be a farmer. I can't believe it. Yeehaw. Exactly. Do you want to go to your farm now to start your adventure of a lifetime? Yeah. Teleport to farm. Oh yeah, let's go. Wowee. Oh, it's my farm. Yeah, welcome to your farm. Soon this place will bustle with activity, but to make it happen, we need to start at the beginning. The pumpkins in your fields are ready for picking. Just tap them and gold coin will appear. Collect the coins by tapping them, with your finger, as you do with hovering windows. You can also just walk through the coins. Okay. Right. Lovely. Great job, the pumpkin growing can be quite profitable. Let's plant more. You leveled up. Yeehaw, I have a new task for you. Time to sell and reap some pumpkins. In order to sell these wonderful vegetables, tap on the plot with a seedling. When the plant starts growing, a progress bar appears. Tap it once it reaches the ready area to ensure that your crops are perfectly ripe. Well, this is something, isn't it? Stardew Valley. What? I'm making money.
Yeehaw!
Now I know how to
You're
sow and
attempting to
reap
interact with an
pumpkins.
inactive player.
Excellent job. You leveled up. Yeehaw. I have a new task for you. Every now and then, golden pumpkins will grow on your plots. They're twice as valuable as regular pumpkins. Golden pumpkins quickly disappear, so make sure to pick them fast. Okay. Golden pumpkin picked. Splendid. You leveled up. Yeehaw, I have a new task for you. Alright, your next job is to find some treasure. What are you waiting for, Rancher? Get to work. Rightio. Let's find some treasure. Can I grow pumpkins here? No. We're leaving the farm. There are mini games. Well, I guess the whole point of this game is that we're just kind of playing games within games. Birds flying in a chord, pigs joining the horde, the truth is on the board. Ranch life got you feeling bored. Find a twan with forks galore. The writing on this board looks like what you'd find in a game of paper chase. This had to be a clue. I realized I should look for the next one. What's going on over here? It's the public fields. Only holders of digital keys can pass. I knew I could try to open them, but I didn't think it was the right time to disturb the farmers. Right. Well, let's go up this path. Hello.
Hey, you want to join the gang for the Pumpkin King raid?
To the cow pen. You should roam. On the boards, you'll see a swarm of clues. I'd found another clue, but the nursery rhymes and misspellings, it all seemed so puerile. Who wrote this? Hello? Hey. I want to talk to Horse. Hello, can I talk to you? I thought I could. There. The animal's eyes were shut and there was a small note floating above it. Charger regenerative slumber. Please do not wake. I saw horses in a zoo once. I remember that they lay down to sleep. Horses don't sleep standing up. They take naps but remain alert. A page of encyclopedic entry on horses in this game fluttered in the air. As soon as I read it, it was gone.
What a lovely day.
There is another board. If a catfish is your friend, make a splash from end to end. Cross the market like a mule and look for anything that's cool. Like an eagle through the air, fly to places no men dare. Yellow flowers will put you on track and I'll see you in a shack. Someone went through a lot of trouble with these clues. Or from a meeting, come back later. Ugh. Hello? The old man was napping on a barrel. Kicked the barrel to knock him off. I kicked the barrel at full tilt, but all I achieved was a stabbing pain in my toes. But there was no pain in this game. That barrel had to be modified. Damn old coot. Check the player's activity. I opened my deck and checked if the player was active. Yes, he was in game. He was sleeping soundly. Wake the old man. Tried to wake him in different ways, but that didn't involve physical contact. But to no avail. He kept sleeping. Rip, I guess. Hello.
Howdy.
Have a
Isn't
nice
it a
day,
beautiful
farmer.
day? The only thing that could make it better is some shopping.
The storekeeper waved at me in a friendly manner and gestured towards her wares. Ask for Stanley. I'm looking for a player named Stanley. Do you know him? I do. He's one of the farmers that works on public farms. He's been running around like a nutjob all day from one board to another.
I need to log out, but there is so much to do.
The last time I saw him, he was by the well right around the corner. See, you have a lot of goodies. Does it all come from your farm? I haven't grown anything myself in a while. I buy it all of players, all from the game's warehouse, which is available only to merchants. Can you make a living off selling crops in a game based on farming? Why would anyone buy stuff from you when they can grow it themselves? You can't grow everything from the start, and my fruit will get you seeds that develop your ranch faster. Just try them, they're delicious. Buy some fruit. What do you have for sale? What money do I have? Some money. Inspect a pitaya. It was the size of an apple and a pink skin with green scales. Hell yeah. Thank you. From now on, you're one of my regulars and a friend. Can I afford anything else? I can get a Kiwano. Yellow skin with spikes and smell like a cucumber. Yeah. Got some more fruit. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. What a nice day.
That's what she sells, what you sell. Nothing at the moment, my trade channel is closed. Getting ready to take on the town profession of a merchant. Currently I'm practicing
Sunset
slogans.
deals are the best part
Bye.
of the game.
Enjoy the game, partner.
Pretzel, my precious. Want some more hay?
Morning, can I ask? Can't you see I'm talking to Pretzel? Chat her up. That's one beautiful horse. Look at that lean profile, that swan-like neck, those ears pointing perfectly forward. You know your horses. I'd be happy to continue this conversation once I'm done talking to him. Right.
Pretzel, my precious. Want some more hay?
Never bored. All out of rhymes? Jump down a well, you're in for some good time. Hope they weren't trolling me. Right, we need to find a well and jump in it. The hackers have vandalized Mr. Adams again. Bang bang, we're robbing a bank. The gravedigger has your boon. Or it may just be by the saloon. Express amusement. Power gamer. My client made sure I wouldn't get bored. Hello?
What
Yeehaw!
a
Is that my
lovely day.
favorite rancher?
It's another board. It's the cow pen, you should roam on the boards. I've seen this one. I need to go find the well. The well down here. This is the sleepy horse.
What a fucking ripoff. I spent so much money on this shit.
It's no farmer named Stanley. Farmer named Stanley, oh please. It's one of the default names for brainless players that run on freebies. Get it? Idiots can't come up with their own names, so they choose from a list compiled by other morons. The minigame was my favorite pastime in Harvest. I was the best, I got all the achievements, I beat everyone, no cheating. I was famous in all of Harvest, and you know what? The devs screwed the game over with the latest patch because I wasn't making enough money. Because it wasn't making enough money. You're letting out a lot of frustration. What do you mean who? All of them. It's the programmers and designers that come up with the stupid simplifications, claiming they were player requested. Everything that required any effort, physical or mental, has been simplified, eased, and minimized. All they care about is money. Okay, that sounds like a preach from someone who's felt something. Hello, Gravedigger. Gravedigger Hank. The man was leaning lazily against a headstone and stroking his beard. Say hello. Good morning. Nice day, isn't it?
Yeehaw! You're attempting to interact with an inactive player.
Submit a report. Reporting the Gravedigger for inactivity. Report received. One more report will result in the player's suspension. Have a successful yield in harvest time. Nothing.
Yeehaw! You're attempting to
I can
interact with
report.
an inactive player.
I could report them again.
Yeehaw! You're attempting
He's still
to
not here,
interact
and I
with an
still don't
inactive
like it.
player.
My eye was caught by a reflection on the tombstone. It wasn't smooth enough to reflect anything clearly. I looked on the gravestone's tools and wondered what holographic Tarflesh, I'd like to see over my own tombstone. Epic. Life is a fight we're meant to lose, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't fight it. That's what makes life worth living. Pushing back against the waves. I'm going to screenshot that in case it becomes relevant later. I suddenly felt the air move as if someone had walked right past me, but no one was there. Hello, are you still talking to your horse?
Pretzel, my precious.
Yes.
Want some more hay?
Right. Can I go through here? Where's the well? I missed the well? Yeah, AFK is a crime. Also, I thought I might get an achievement for it, but I don't think I did.
This game is so addictive.
I know. I was just farming on the edge of a cliff. To find a well and jump in it. I don't think I've seen a well, not the kind of well I'm imagining anyway. So they said around the corner over here. Around the corner, so what made me think like up here? This is a well. The village well, that was how we used to get water. I gave it a closer look. Someone had carved an inscription into the inside of the casing. Do a flip into the water. S. A message from Stanley. I didn't know what could come from jumping down a well in harvest time. Jump. Risk was part of my job. I jumped down the rabbit hole. Bye. Whoa. Hold on, I gotta... Found myself in a graveyard. It made me wonder whether I had actually died in harvest time. I didn't think it was possible. This looks creepy. The area looked like a fragment of some old seasonal event. These kind of attractions were designed to extract money from players. The location was surrounded by a barrier closing off the playable area. It should be inaccessible, but the code wasn't perfect. Analyze the game code. The game code showed some leftovers from the Pumpkins and Ghosts event. The main prize for completing the event was a ghost skin. Check the player's activity. The activity log showed that other than me, there was a player with a freemium account logged in here. It was Farmer Stanley, my client. Okay. I saw motion. A human silhouette emerged from behind the tombstone.
Hello?
Take a closer look at the avatar. I'd seen this model before. It was one of this game's basic avatars, just in orange tones. The player picked a default name, Farmer Stanley. Was it a lack of imagination, laziness, or cautiousness? It's me, Stanley, I mean. We can talk safely here. It's nice that you took the job. Impress Stanley. Maybe you've heard of me. I'm not just a game deck. I'm also a sensory world's personality. Professionalism, class, modesty. These are my avatars. Wow, let me take a screenshot with you. Cool. People from the guild will be so jealous. Looked around nervously for a moment, gazed at the door of a nearby shrine. He faltered ever so slightly, but regained his balance and pinned his eyes on me. Ask him what's troubling him. You seem tense. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So, what should we talk about? Have him tell you about himself. Talk about the job. Let's talk about my job. Gamedec, I want you to make sure this this money is enough. The advance was enough. The pay rate was low but acceptable. Demand more. Play the money issue down. Let's leave it. It's not the most important thing right now. Phew, that's good. We'd already talked about the money. Good. Stanley sighed. He looked tired. Talk about the job. Okay, Stanley, so why do you call a game deck to harvest time? So we need help. Me and my friends from the group, we get disconnected a lot, especially lately. We get disconnected from the game. It could be software or hardware, or the connection. No, that's not it. all those things are good for sure. We just get kicked out of the game and all the progress gets thrown away. Forced logouts were rare and usually caused by software errors, either in the game or in the computer controlling the player's account. The cause would be displayed in the logs, and the player had access to that data. As for logs, the computer your couch is hooked up to must have reported the cause of the logouts. Did you keep those logs? Can you share them with me? I don't know how. I don't really know much about it. Technical knowledge of players is often limited to turning on the equipment and launching the game. You know what? I could come over and check what you play on and take a look at the software. That's not possible. Please, Gamedec, find another way, okay? Man, I didn't realize there'd be so much talking. Sit down, please. Remain standing. Thank you, I'll stand. Diagnose Stanley's condition. Tachypnea. Issues of balance and speech distraction. There could be symptoms of exhaustion. Also side effects of pharmaceuticals. Stanley took off his hat, wiped his forehead as if he was sweating, even though the game didn't include it. He smiled apologetically. I don't know what time it is, but I'm dead on my feet. I can see you're not doing so well. Tell me how you feel. Pretty lately, work's getting harder. I got a headache, my arms and legs are sore, almost everything hurts. It's bad. Do any others from the orange folk have similar symptoms? Yep, almost everyone complains they're tired and muddled. All that getting in and out of the game makes it hard to remember what day it is, what happened, and so on. Last time didn't simulate physical effort. It could have been caused by some specific location or something in Relium. It was tiring, Stanley. On a sensor analysis. I activated my deck and extracted a report from his helmet and suit. The body was being cooled rather than heated. Metabolic pathways showed essential enzyme deficiency, as if they had not yet been replenished or nourished after the excessive effort. Well. Those symptoms could be caused by bad Nutrifluid or a cheap gaming pill. Stanley froze suddenly. He looked still as a frame. Ignore it. I looked around the area. It was a charming location. Stanley perked up. Ask him about himself. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? I'd like to know who I'm working for. I'd rather not talk about myself too much. You know, it's a matter of security and trust. Earn his trust. I'm not just a game deck. I'm also a net personality that has to maintain their reputation. You can trust me. Okay, but I don't know what to say. I like games, but now I only play Harvest. My boss is a pain in the bum, so I work hard to bring in money. Once I got the enigmatic sphere dropped from the loot box, Ultra, my friends say I'm lucky with the rolls. I like a girl from the organization, but I don't talk to her because I'm too shy. Ugh. The boss is going to check on me in Relium, and to go, others from Orange Folk will help. They're on public farms. Or you can exit the graveyard through the shrine. Let's meet here later when you know something, okay? Suddenly left the game and disappeared from the active players list. Right. Is there anything else I can investigate here? Not really. It's just a secret area, I guess, that we meet in. Return to town.
Can I help you, partner?
I'll be waiting with anticipation for your arrival on your ranch. Right. Also chewy despite having nothing in its mouth. Curious, I read online that it's a sign of stress, yet the beast was standing still and paid me no mind. Suddenly a piece of paper jumped out at me, and as soon as I read it, it vanished, as if it had never been in there in the first place. It was an encyclopedic entry on local steeds. Right. Be you. Howdy, partner. Welcome to High Rock.
Howdy.
I don't think I can go in there. Can I wake you up now? No. Where's the person that I... Here they are.
Hi, how's it going?
Ask about the Orange Folk. Do you know anything about a group called the Orange Folk? Don't know them? Don't talk to them. Fruity Betty says they're drug addicts. I think she's right. They sure act like they're on drugs. So you know a lot about horses. I'm considered an expert around here. I'm a decent rider too. Horse secrets are a hobby of mine, you could say. For instance, who else knows what a hungry horse stamps its hoof 3 times? I know it. From the game. Games are great educational systems. This girl actually believed what she was saying. It was nothing but nonsense. Don't enlighten her. Really fascinating. I think I heard about that at some point. She gave me a kind smile. Inquire about the Orange Folk. Do you have anything else more to say about the Orange Folk? Oh, it was nothing. I just feel sorry for them. We're playing on freemium accounts and don't have access to horses. It's sad. I see. By my list, I'll see you around.
It's good to see you.
Do you know anything about the Orange Farmers? Only
Wanna
they
see
trade.
my farm? I got the premium decoration.
Only they trade stuff with Betty. She might know more. She's a talker. You know, I've heard that some players dress her in a particular way. They lean over and say, "Show me your wares," very emphatically. I think it's some kind of password. I'm looking for a player named Stanley. Do you know him? Well, her stand is next to mine, but I don't know. But I don't think her business is limited to selling fruit. Hello.
Hello again.
Show me your wares. I have a firearm for 5,000 coins. Interested? Thanks, but I can't afford it.
What a
Can you tell me?
lovely day.
Can you tell me anything about the Orange Folk? They're good clients, resourceful, and exceptionally effective. They bring me wares, I sell them, and transfer the money to their accounts. On the other hand, if you ask me my personal opinion, it wouldn't be as favorable. Why would you think really of them? Etc. I spoke to Aki, that handsome fella. He told me everything. They're drug addicts. The game is their virtual rehab, and Aki is their supervisor. Can you tell me how to get to the public farms? Head northwest. After a while, the path will go downwards, and you'll find what you're looking for. Okay. Can I go to the public farms now then? I don't know. So can I go in here? The gates require me to have a digital key. Program the gates key. I reprogrammed the gate so it would recognize me as one of the Orange Folk. The gate disappeared and so did the others. Hello, Orange Folk. Silly Sally. The farmer had a female skin that didn't stand out from the others working in the area. She manifested a kinetic hyperactivity. Most of her actions were pointless. Let's observe her. She raised and relaxed her arms, bent and straightened her knees, moved her hands as if counting with her fingers, whispered to herself. Psychomotor agitation could be caused by a number of things. It could be a symptom of mania or the result of using some stimulants. Of course, it could be some serious psychoactive drugs. Whatever it was, it didn't look good. When I was younger, I loved playing Harvest. Sun-scorched earth, the neighing of horses, the smell of cows. Ah, the memories. Right. Sally used a chat box instead of a voice communicator. Plus, she was using a program that swapped a number of characters for others. extract the translation key. Pepper with flourishes, the cipher was typical of young school children. Let me recall how it went. 1 equals I, 2 equals Z, 3 equals E. Translate Sally's messages. Could have written a script, turning her strange symbols back into normal letters, but I didn't want to attract the admin's attention. So I create a simple decoding table. Suggest a dialect chat. Honey, I don't care much for that mumbo jumbo. How about we have a serious rap like true low city homies? Proceed to questions. She looked at me expectantly. Ask about the orange folks' problems. I heard the orange folk have got some problems. They're getting disconnected. Do you know anything about it? Do I have to? I don't have the energy. I had to analyze the chat to figure out what she wanted to tell me. Reply that she is muddled. You're saying you're muddled? She noticed my confusion and cracked up. That wasn't what I wanted. Tell her to talk normally. The game system displayed a notification that I was added to Silly Sally's ignore list. Hello, Bessie. Not now? Okay. Hello, guy.
Oh, please stay. Maybe I'll get lucky again if you're here.
Who are you? I'm a Gamedec. Stanley said you could help me. That's you. Fantastic. Hold on, I'm looting. Wow, it's the frilly dress of the Confederate General's wife. Type X. Type 12. With the spicy apple perfume and a 3-meter radius. Not a bad drop. Guess you brought me luck. I'll make up half a day's work. We can talk. Stood and watched him work. There's a treasure chest. Let's see what's inside. Oh man, it's an untainted coyote carcass with a one week decay time. Ornamented. Watch him work more. I stood and watched him work. Another box, and inside a red courier mail coach with a sluggish draft pony. Crazy. I could work with you all day. Another chest, and in it, an empty crate for attracting named insects. 1/8 for potato beetles. Oh, you really do bring me luck. My treasure is the fancy harrow of the Burgrave from the past with the Molehill Vanquisher 3 bonus. Rustic. It's quite a lot. Could you give me a hand? I need to take the spoils, the fence in town. If you could, I would owe you one, a big one. Agree to deliver his loot. Alright, I'll help you. I need to deliver this loot to the fence, talk to the storekeeper, Fruity Betty, I mean... All clear. I assume I won't go there personally. Why don't you go there yourself? I could, but time is money, friend. I'm even losing it right now. Sorry, but that's the truth. I could be looting right now. Ask to work your payment. You need to remember that my time is really valuable, guy. I don't work for free. Sure, what do you need? Gold coins or maybe a weapon? Choose the weapon. A weapon will do. Alright. Where can I find the fence in the hill? Yeah, I know where Fruity Betty is. I'm gonna get a gun. Yeah. Hello.
Come, everything's for sale.
I bet you have a couple items for sale. I'll take it all and pay you immediately. Transfer everything to the Orange Folks account. I want you to wire the whole sum to the Orange Folks account. Sure thing, sweetheart. They've just received the money. Thank you, Betty. The pleasure's all mine. Wonderful. Silly Sally. Hi, guy.
Don't be shy. Stay on my field.
Contained a pricing list. Everything seems to be in order. I knew I could trust you. You said you wanted a weapon for the trouble, right? Or did you change your mind? As for the weapon, give me the weapon. There you go. Though you can only use it to kill NPEG bandits in your farm since they removed PvP. Well, there's also the Sunset Duels event, you know, the one where you challenge the sheriff to a duel. If you win, you take a star. But for that, you'll need a high-level character or lots of cash. I want to watch him working again. Don't think that's doing anything. Ask about the orange folk. They're not as good as me. Well, maybe except for Jack, but he's like a machine. Hardly ever leaves the game. He's completely off now, and you can't get through to him. He lives in La La Land because time runs differently for him. You have a treasure. This time it's the fancy Harrow of the Burgrave. From the past with the Molehill Vanquishes 3 bonus. Rustic. Useless game, telling all about loot boxes. But ask Handy Joe, the bot by the station. He'll explain it better. Basically grow your crops and wait a little click and sometimes a box pops out, so there are goodies inside. Ask if you use boosts. Do you use any boosts? Well, I don't need any boosts. All it takes is skill and some luck. You, for one, are my lucky teddy bear, a bunny. Well, there's a treasure chest. What's put inside? Stanley said you get disconnected a lot. Has it happened to you? Not much. Almost never. Only when I'm really tired. But I take the right mix, everything's fine. What kind of mix is that? Telemin, Vitatol, Strobo 5, protein and vitamin and mineral supplements. And something for reinforcement. I can't remember the name. Another box. Alright. I have a gun. Hello.
You're that Gamedec, right? Thank God you're here.
Tell me, please, what's going on with us? Is it serious? I'm working on it and to ask you a couple of questions. What? Go ahead, but I don't have much time. I need to work. Diagnose her. Trembling lips, drooped like the left side of her face was paralyzed. Her half closed eyes made her look sleepy. She was in a bad shape. Listen, you're in really bad shape. I don't think you should be playing anymore. What? Wait, what? I'm just tired. Everyone is. Suggest immediate devitalization. You should devitalize, and you should do it fast. I can't. I won't meet my target. Convince her. You'll lose much more if you don't devitalize right now. Trust me, I'm a Gamedec. Aki will kill me.
Do you know anything?
Ask why she plays. Why do you play this game? I don't think it's for entertainment. It's my job. We even have a supervisor. He keeps an eye on our group. Who's your supervisor? And what do you mean he keeps an eye on you? His name is Ake. He makes sure we meet our daily targets. We can't talk to anyone or even go to town. It's just sowing and reaping. Then these health problems start to appear. Ake says it happens sometimes and that we just need to wait it out. It's so hot. Not sure how long I'm gonna last. If I say something about herself, can you tell me something about yourself? Not much to talk about. I'm a regular Warsaw City girl, live in the lower levels. I mean lower. I lost my best friend recently. She was a younger sister to me. Ask about her real address. Where do you live exactly? Nothing to brag about. I live in a mushroom under low city. I wonder what life looks like in the upper levels. Can you specify which mushroom you live in? Do you have a name or a number? I don't know. It's filthy and smelly, but maybe one of Orange folk will know. We all live there together. Please, I still have work to do.
Do you know anything?
You don't look too well. Can you tell me about your health problems? I get dizzy and faint. It's like I'm not sleeping at all. We're all really tired, even though our supervisor makes sure our online sessions don't last longer than 4 days. He asked me to make sure. Depending on what your problem is, you mentioned something about you getting disconnected. Suddenly the farmer lost balance. Okay, quickly, Dakota fell again. Damn it, third time this week. Something was wrong. She should immediately log out. And she could fall into a coma if her gear didn't start revitalization. Have her do an emergency log out. I turned on my deck and activated devitalization. No idea why her computer hadn't already done that. As a standard procedure for unconscious players, I managed to lock her out safely, but the system didn't allow me to save the game. What have you done? What have you done, man? Please tell me that you saved her progress. I saved her life. Saving her progress in a game about weeding seed beds was the last thing on my... You have no idea what you've done. Stop whining and get back to work. And you, stop hanging around here. You're casting your shadow on the seabeds, and it stops the plants from growing. She's been working for three days in a row, you hear me? 3 days. She hasn't saved since yesterday. Now I'll have to work like a horse just to catch up on the progress you didn't save. You out of your mind? Her gear was jammed. The girl could have been seriously hurt and you're worrying about progress? You think it's the first time I've seen it? It happens. We all have to meet our targets. We work here. If someone finds more, they give back to the less fortunate or save it for later. When one of us faints, we have to finish their work. No rest for the wicked. Get back to the investigation. I did what I thought was right. I'll get back to my business now. Farewell. I hope a mole mistakes you for a mound. Whatever. Hello, Oreo. Hello, chat. The phone was practically standing still as Avatar's name was Sunland's Jack. It was one of the default names suggested by the game. Now I should be able to communicate with him. Premium account signal goes to cloud. My deck couldn't handle the task of displaying a symbolic representation. Pumpkins growing like crazy. Jack was using a speed boost. Jack, I'm on your chat. I understand you don't want to talk to me. You don't have time or you're afraid. Let me ask you a few questions. Respond with yes or no. A 1 will stand for yes and a 0 for no, so there will be no trace of your testimony. Are you suffering from any conditions in Relium? See a doctor about it? Did you get kicked out of the game sometimes? Do you get kicked out because of exhaustion or fainting? Are you using some kind of speed boost right now? Is the boost legal? Is the cowboy patrolling the farms watching you? Do you want to leave the game? No. Do you need help? No. Is someone threatening you? No. Log out, Jack. I could log him out. Yes. I logged him out. Bye-bye, Jack. Who's this? Emmett. Do you want to talk? Whatever. Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Woke up was June.
The good people's fun.
You just want to stretch your legs and have a nap on the grass, don't you, friend? Buddy partner, don't you recognize me? Have a closer look. You're quite astute indeed. There are no regular players. They're in all work and all play therapy. They are exploited, understood? Dripped tiger, comfortable, reliable, and fashionable. Only for the quick food. It's nice to meet a celebrity inside a game. Props, bro. Isn't it a beautiful day, partner? It's always like this in harvest time. Love to lay down on the grass, but someone's got to watch over these losers. That's a cowboy's lot, watching over the cattle. You ever wonder what it's like being a celebrity on the net? I could interview you and post it on my channel. Really, I'm not sure I have anything interesting to say. Looks to me like the farmers you're supervising aren't regular players, am I right? What intuition? They're in therapy. It's a work and fun kind of rehab. They abused pharma, uh, pharmacological substances, if you know what I mean. The junkies, poor addicted junkies, that's a sad truth. I don't trust this guy. What kind of work do you do? I watch the cattle, as all true cowboys do. Alright, one more question. I need to get back to work. Tell me, Acne, who are you and William? Regular guy in his late 20s. My friend and I are trying to save some money. We live in Low Warsaw City and we'd like to move up. Alright, that's it. You can get back to your work. May the sun always shine on you. We've got everything we need to work this out. So, the software side of my employer's helmet increases the speed of virtual time in the wearer's immediate surroundings. That makes users able to harvest many times faster, increasing the chances of gaining loot boxes. Lately, there have been accidents reported. People are faint and are logged off. All the workers come from the slums of the low city. Memory problems, loss of spatial awareness, slurred speech, weakness, physical ailments. Everyone has the same symptoms. My employers are heavy med and stimulants users. All of the orange folk use free and anonymous freemium accounts. One of the workers is clearly overseeing the work of the others, keeping tabs on who they're talking with. Someone else is pulling the strings. The orange folk use cheats and exploits, that's why the system kicks them from the game. No. They're forced to collect loot boxes. The orange folk are either forced to manipulate into collecting loot boxes or addicted. No, I think they're being forced. That's my feeling. Okay, the suspects. Cool. Well, my main suspect's this guy. Hello.
Please don't interrupt their work.
Could you let us know who it is you're watching over and why? The low city scum, they've got tasks they need to focus on, so don't bother them. They won't speak to you. I could explain to you how you're interfering in the delicate process of specialized therapy, but you should be a sweetheart and leave. It so happens that I'm a doctor. Could you tell me more about this therapy? I've heard of play therapy. Well, it looks like this. They treat ill souls with work and collaboration outside with hands in the dirt. Obviously, they take medication and stimulants to stay stable, but they have a right to feel unwell. They're in rehab after all. Okay. Oh, I have to talk to Stanley. Okay. Nice to have a gun. Gun will be quite useful, potentially. I got an achievement for it, I think. If I recall correctly. Yeah, I have 6 achievements now. Get 20 aspects. Get a gun in harvest time. Yeah, W. Right, Stanley. Hello.
Howdy. I can see you've wandered off the trail.
Oh, it's the sheriff. The sheriff in town. Not many players know about this place, especially newcomers. What brings you here? Oh, okay. Admit you're looking for Stanley. I'm looking for a friend. His name is Stanley. Yes, Stanley was here, but he had to leave the game. He asked me to talk to you on his behalf, if you don't mind, of course. Before I do, allow me to proceed with the formalities. As Sheriff of High Rock, I'd like to officially welcome you to our community. We're here to help beginners and to uphold the law. The game's rules, that is. Welcome, Rancher. Greet the Sheriff. I reached out my hand. The Sheriff looked looked me in the eyes, smiled, and shook my hand. Not only will I answer all your questions, but you'll receive something else. A welcome package and a pouch of coins for your farm. Cool, innit? Let me get down to the saloon, sorry, and talk over a drink. What do you say? Agree, sure. Let's go. I might have a job for you that will get you something more than gold coins. Gamedec. Okay. Let's take the walk. Take a walk, or whatever. I wonder where Gravedigger Hank is. Don't respond. Howdy, man. How's that achievement going? You got it? Howdy, Sheriff. I'm about to crack the physics behind these bundles. Today's the day. It has to be. What's this achievement you're working on? The Great Pyramid of Bundles. I'll be the first player to get it. Damn right. There's a saloon. You're blocked from accessing it, but we'll fix that little problem promptly. Express admiration. Not a bad trick. Oh, it's one of the privileges of being a sheriff. I can grant access to the saloon to anyone I want. W, I guess. First, let me ask you this. What's your poison? Whiskey? Sure. Bottoms up, then. To the meeting. I'm telling you, friend, this stuff may be digital, but it tastes like the real thing. It's phenomenal. Where would you like to begin? First thing, you offered to do Stanley a favor when we were in the graveyard. Stanley was waiting for you. But he had to log out the game. You can talk to me if you want. Why did he have to log out the game? He's feeling unwell. It happens sometimes. You had information for him on some issue concerning the Orange folk. Is that correct? I'm sus about this guy. Give him false information. Yes, I've arrived at certain conclusions. I'll get right to it, seeing as Stanley's already clued you in. I didn't want to tell him the truth, but I had to tread lightly with the lies so he wouldn't get wise to them. I was called here to investigate a case involving false admins. It's a rather delicate matter. A group of players gained access to developer stacks to find out who they are. Damn, that really is serious. And what do you make of it? What do they use that access for? They say they delete farm levels and accounts of other players. They use their admin privileges to delete the levels of other players. My clients find it concerning. That's what public farm players find concerning. Their freemiums don't even have levels. You didn't buy it. It's a shame you're not straight with me. I wanted to offer you a job, but now I have my doubts. Tell me about the job, I'll listen and decide if I should tell you the truth. Fine. Hierarch has a problem with a certain player, the Outlaw. Been informed that they might be involved in prohibitive activities. I reported it to the admins, but the Outlaw keeps coming back with new accounts. I need solid proof to ban them from this world for good. Now you're running an investigation. I think it's connected to the Outlaw. Could you share your observations? We could work together. Of course, I don't see why this should remain a secret. It's hired by the farmers from Orange Dream. They have a problem with gameplay stability. They keep getting disconnected. The Orange folk are exploited for loot box farming. Their bodies are their gear, and their gear are overburdened. They literally collapse from exhaustion. Hard to believe. It's all hard to believe. Something like that in my town. Do you think the person responsible for this is also here in the game? It's possible, Sheriff. I'm almost certain that the Outlaw is responsible for the Orange folks' problem. I think it's you. I think it's you, mate. You're acting way too friendly here. And the Outlaw is an outlaw. It seems so likely that you're bringing someone into the suspect. So it makes me think it's you, and it's too obvious to be that therapist guy. I've suspected them for a long time to be behind this. I bet the Outlaw is scaring the kids into toiling and giving away their spoils. They're spies, these kinds of players. If you agree to work with me, I'll tell you my plan to catch the Outlaw. You'll play a central role in it. Yeah, sure. You've convinced me, Sheriff, I'll work for you. You offered me what I usually charged. searching for someone in Virtulia. I nodded and then realised he hadn't told me what the job actually was. You shook hands. You never signed contracts in my line of work. Alright, let's cut to the chase. First of all, I need you to confirm the outlaw's location. When you do that, find out whether they work alone or have accomplices. Then we'll meet and draw up a detailed plan. Ask if you can get a badge. Can you give me a deputy star? I don't have one on me, but since you care about it so much, I'll try and get you one. Do you know about the Outlaw? I'm sure this player uses many different accounts and characters. Recently, they've been known as the Outlaw. They were in some shady business with Black Crook, a known hacker and fraud who had been perma-banned from the game. We did a lot of nasty stuff. We once hacked our bank and Mr. Adams gave him an insulting name. The next update should finally fix it. That's all for now. I'll get to work. Wait for me in the saloon after you've found all the answers. I'll be there at nightfall, and we'll think of a plan. Oh, hold on. Let me give you the welcome package. Welcome to Harvest Time. Please accept this humble gift. Yeehaw, you've received 3 mystery gifts. I can't wait to open them for you. Come to the ranch. Emphasize your irritation. This lady gets on my nerves. Can I turn off these notifications? I know what you mean, but you'll get used to her. Sadly, you can't turn the sweetheart off. It's time for me to go. I have things to do in Relium. Still an obligation towards Stanley. I had to understand the Orange folks' problems. Wish you good luck. See you later, Sheriff. We'll meet at nightfall, Gamedec. Sheriff Billy tapped the brim of his hat and left the game. One of the women upstairs beckoned me, pointing to the stairs that ran along the saloon's outer wall. My name is Leanne. We could help each other. Sneak behind the saloon. Okay. This behind the saloon? This is behind the saloon. The woman looked noble and serious, though she kept looking around as though she was afraid of something. When she noticed me, her face took an imperious look. You're a Gamedec, aren't you? Yes, I'm working on a certain case here. I accidentally overheard your conversation with the sheriff, and I think I might have a simple but lucrative job for you. I'd like to provide me with intel about the sheriff. Who he is, what he does, how many zeros he has in his bank account, and so on. Anything you can tell me about his life in Relium would be useful. Can I count on your help? Why do you need this information? I'm considering entering the financial arrangement with this person. I'd like to make sure he's solvent and trustworthy, that's all. Sure. Once you acquire this information, please come to the guild house. I'll be waiting for you there. Tell Rusty Eds that you work for me. He'll invite you to the guild.
Hey, you want to join the gang for the Pumpkin King raid?
I suddenly felt a strange presence a few steps away from me. Noticed some movement out the corner of my eye. The air was shimmering the way it does on hot days. Look for a shadow generated by the game's engine. It's a shadow of a human. It could have been a bug or an invisible player. As a Gamedec, I couldn't ignore these kind of phenomena. Totally sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Yes, I noticed. Well, I think that'll be all, unless you have more questions. Can you tell me something about yourself? I sense that you're a strong and interesting person. I'm sure I'm not wrong. Oh, stop it. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a regular Harvest Time player. Well, alright, I am a big fan. Been a while since I last played. I was pretty busy in Relium. I finally managed to come back, but to be honest, I'm here on business. Do you know anything about the sheriff? He's very respected here. Everyone speaks very highly of him. What's your opinion? My instinct tells me not to trust him. Right. Felt so myself. I'm glad I met you.
This
doing
game
Harvest Time.
is so addictive.
What haven't I been doing? I used to run a prosperous farm. I was on top of the leaderboards. Now I'm mostly here for the people. This community is one of a kind. Sadly, you can't trust everyone. That's why I asked for your help. Bye. Okay. Okay. I am, in fact, going to go to... climb. Yay. Hello.
Hi, I'm Professor Locke.
Professor Locke. No birds around. Oh, why did you say that? That's my name. I mean, my last name, Locke. I'm a professor. ornithologist, a virtual one, and I observe the fowl of harvest time. Haven't been here for long, but you're right, there's no birds here. Fascinating, isn't it? No birds during the day, no birds at night. I've confirmed it after a week of observation. Okay. Do you want to make sure, even though there aren't any birds in the game, you're watching them? Yes, I've documented 101 species. More and more disappear with every subsequent patch. Poor birdies. I see you're interested in birds. Would you like to watch them with me? Yeah, sure. I would, but I don't have binoculars, patience, and a keen eye. Those are the weapons of the ornithologist. Assure you, it's way more interesting than growing down pumpkins. You'd say pretty fun, huh? But it's very relaxing. A birdie couldn't fly by any second. A birdie could fly by any second, it's so exciting. I'd like to borrow your binoculars, may I? We haven't known each other long, but I recognize you from the commercials. You seem trustworthy enough. Okay, you can use my binoculars. A horse, a cow, a house. Oh, there, a road. I think it leads to the graveyard. It used to be accessible, but the graveyard, but the devs excluded it from the game. You can see a European nightjar there. Wonderful birds. There's a lonely figure on the upper level of the house. She was sitting in a room in a dark corner. Female outlaw skin looked like a premium item. The player Sheriff Billy was after. She was hiding in the guild house. Right, that's helpful actually. Observe the road, flying bird, that's what I call a beautiful sight, not those dirty cows. Haha. Since that you're just excited at seeing a flying birdie's eye, you caught the ornithology bug. Well, of course. Do you know anything about the so-called orange folk? Any information could help. I missed that. Well, in that case, you're in the right place. I know almost anything there is to know about them. Really, I'm all ears. Let's start with the robin, one of my favourite species with orange plumage. They were introduced to the game with the European Emigrants update, which was quite a surprise for me. Sorry to interrupt, but I was talking about the farmers from the Orange Dream Guild. Oh, them, in that case, I can't help you. I like Professor Locke. He's cool. I like that guy. Isn't he? Oh. Right, let's go down. I opened several not-so-legal apps and gained access to the off-road extension list. I checked the list of available guilds and added my name to the roster of the Rustyeds Guild. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
Leon was absorbed in the book, at least she seemed to be. The woman slowly looked at me. Oh, it's you. Ask what she knows about the Outlaw. Have you heard anything about the player called the Outlaw? The girl upstairs? I don't know her. I think she's new. She's strange. She sits there and reads books. Have you seen her talk to anyone? No, nobody came to see her. She's alone. That was everything the sheriff had asked of me. He said he'd be back at the saloon at sundown. So I had some time on my hands. I wanna talk to the outlaw. The outlaw. Upon seeing me, the girl tossed away her book and made a few hesitant steps towards the exit. She was frightened. Get away, get lost. I stopped. I didn't want to exacerbate the situation. She gave me an appraising look. The sheriff sent you, right? Convinced her that he did not. Well, of course not. He wanted something from me, so I nodded along to get him off my back. What an obnoxious man. That's good, but I'm still not talking to you. Say that you want to help. Trust me, I'm here to help you. No, I don't believe you. Be smart and trust me. I'm a doctor. I help people every day, and I want to help you too. A doctor? Last time I saw a doctor, he was cutting my umbilical cord. The girl laughed. I convinced her to listen to me. Now I had to get her to trust me. Convince her by being open. Listen, you know that you're no match for the sheriff alone, right? Girl nodded in agreement. I saw you walk and the movement you made to throw the book. Neurological issues? Sensory processing disorder? I can help with that. I truly want to believe you. The girl looked at me like a dog that used to be beaten but decided to trust their new owner anyway. Aww. Ask who she's working with. Who are you working with? Actually, no one. I'm alone. All alone. Really? You don't have any partners? I don't, I swear. Can you tell me something about yourself? Not much to tell, though I did recently give my supervisor the slip. I'm just sorry I didn't get to see that. Ah, my dream is to visit all the in-game locations. There's a snag. Can't leave without a ticket for the Midnight Express. It arrives this evening. Offer the outlaw a ticket. I can get you a ticket for the Midnight Express. What do you think of that? What do I think? That's all I've ever dreamed of. Do it, please. Tell me, what do you know about the sheriff? Oh, that's language. He's no good. He's bad. He has a pair of goons too. Aki usually watching us at the farm, and Mad Dog usually watching the sheriff. I was right. I think it's the sheriff. Have I found anything
I
out?
wish to speak with you, Gamedec.
I'm still gathering information. Let's have a look. Who's the sheriff? Don't have much information about the sheriff. Who's Leanne? Don't have much. Okay. I'm deciding... I'm gonna try and get some more information, I think.
Greetings, new player.
Oh, was I snoring? Sorry. Ah, no, thank goodness it's harvest. There's no snoring here. Unless I've missed some patch. I'm a Gamedec and I'm a guildmaster of Rusty Ed's Guild. Ha, just a fun fact. You wanna ask an old timer for about farming tricks? Go ahead. Rusty Steve has a lot of stories up his sleeve. Ask Ed to tell you a story. Tell me a story. I've got 3 stories today. The topics are legendary artifact, how I became sheriff, how I became sheriff.
Enjoying the game?
You used to be sheriff here? Tell me about it. Where do I start? You know, we're not all up and about in here. We're not waving our arms around. Our corpses lie still on couches. Mine at my place, yours at your place. And sometimes it's all about speed here, especially with duels. But I mean, your neuronal speeds, not bodily. If you want to be sheriff, you must beat the previous one. You must be faster, more precise. Situations like this, it's also important how you handle your emotions. A hothead will lose. The one who starts sweating, fidgeting, whose heart is pounding so hard it makes their hands shake, those with more experience win. It's as simple as that. Oh, you're a real hellraiser, so listen, you'll like this. This guy was good. Everyone could see it, but I noticed something. He would enter the game for up to 3 hours, maybe 4. It was always like that, but once he lingered playing poker, it was 6 hours, 7, and guess what? The guy was staggering, dropping off. I noticed his fragile brain, quick but easily fatigued. It was his vulnerability. Next time I played him myself, I kept letting him win. I challenged him to a sunset duel. After he had spent 12 hours here, he couldn't turn it down. That's the rule. He was good, but I could see in his eyes that he'd already lost. His eyelids were twitching from adrenaline rush. It's not adrenaline. Human eyelids are innervated by 2 motor nerves, autonomous and automatic, part of the systematic nervous response. When you're tired, the latter turns off and your eyelids droop. Even though you'll consciously try to raise them, he's just exhausted, so he wouldn't give up without a fight. He knew that would insult me. Don't get me wrong, he was a good guy. He knew I'd discovered his weakness. Maybe if he had money, he could have paid his neurons enhanced. Maybe that's what the poker was for. Never saw him again in here. Maybe he had a breakdown. Was he fed up with his quick fatigue? That bothered me a bit. Anyway, sheriff were here for a full month before I lost the duel, but I've never forgotten that guy. He had a nice vintage nick. Kill them all. Kill them all? I know him. Met him many times. I invited him to my show once. Really? Hot damn. I'm glad he's still holding up. Alright, I suspect you want me to ask me a question now. Go ahead. Proceed to questions. Ask about Sheriff Billy. Tell me something about local sheriff. Do you know the Billy guy? You've been nagging me lately, asking me to admit him to the guild. Him and those two local cowboys of his. You know, the cowboy Aki and Mad Dog. Although the latter doesn't come here often. But I refuse every time they ask. I don't trust them. But keep them that to yourself. As for the Outlaw, do you know anything about a player called the Outlaw? Do I know anything? I can't tell you that. They are a member of your guild. The Outlaw is a member of Rusty Ed's guild. Just like dozens of other players that asked nicely enough. I could admit you too, kid. Then you could have it out with him like a civilized player. I don't know who he is and I don't really care. Yeah, but now I'd like to take a nap. I felt that this strange presence that had haunted me before. I knew I had to investigate it. There was two tools I could use. Intermirror could pierce through the cloak, while Ping launched a painful jamming impulse. Let's use Ping. Opened my deck, chose the direction I believed the anomaly to be in, and sent the Ping
Enjoying
impulse.
the game?
I heard someone let out a pain-induced hiss, and for a moment I saw a human silhouette. After a while, the shape disappeared. I knew if I'd caught this ghost, I'd be able to examine it more closely, maybe even talk to it. I went back to Ed. I was sleeping like a log.
Greetings, new player.
Proceed to questions. Ask about rumors. Ed, you look like a guy who knows a lot. Do you know any gossip? If you want gossip, you better make friends with Fruity Betty. Now she's a chatterbox.
I got the premium decoration pack.
You can tell me about Leanne. I got the impression you knew her. I do from way back, but I can't tell you anything because it's not polite to gossip. At all. Fine, I won't push you. Thank you, my friend. Leanne, is a new character in the game. She's back after a hiatus. I think she wants to start over. You see, she's a sort of public figure in William, so she values privacy in sensory worlds. Yeah, but now I like to take a nap. Okay, I'm gonna talk to...
You have to level up more.
Come, everything's for sale.
Ask about the Outlaw. I'm looking for information about the Outlaw. I heard the player was here recently. Oh, that new character leveled up pretty quick and hold themselves up somewhere. I'm afraid they might be another fraud. Another fraud? Do you think the Outlaw is working with someone? Is there some kind of gang here? Hard to say. We had some trouble with this guy, Black Rook. He peddled illegal items and swindled people. The admins banned him at the sheriff's request. It's funny she said that, since it was Betty who took over Black Rook's business. Make a comment. And now you've taken over his business. That's true, but I'm honest. To my clients, I mean. So what do you think about the sheriff, Betty? What everyone in High Rook does. He's a solid, helpful player. I suppose you don't have an opinion yet. You're still new around here. People with good reputations always make me suspicious, and rightly so. It's always best to see for yourself. Can you tell me what you do in your life in Relium? Sure, it's not a secret. I work for the Ministry of Internal Affairs. I organize new holidays.
Sunset deals.
Are you saying you're at work right now? You're on a couch somewhere in the Ministry? That's right, sweetheart. We've got a lot of free time here. Currently, we're working on Neighbours Day. Right. Neighbours Day sounds interesting. We're talking Relium, not some in-game event, right? Yes, Relium needs holidays and events just as much as games do. This event is supposed to counteract the most common cause of depression in free Europe, loneliness. People will go out into parking lots and squares carrying treats, then the hosts will initiate conversations with simple icebreakers. Oh, it's a really good idea. I'd like to get to know my neighbours myself. Really, I think it's idiotic, but the office pays us to come up with this stuff and I can play Harvest Time in the meantime. Alright. That's about the player. I know that Black Rook and the Outlaw were doing some shady business together, but you didn't hear that from me. Right. So what are we looking at the moment? I'm starting to be pointed in the direction of not trusting the outlaw. How do you get Applejack to voice act in this game? I don't. If that's a reference to something, I don't know it.
Welcome to harvest time.
How did they get? I don't know who. You're going to have to explain that one to me. Open a chest. Can you open this chest that I found? Of course, I'll do it right away, free of charge. Only one at a time, but you can keep bringing them to me. There is no limit. Yeehaw, let's see what's inside. We received a rare chest with a unique item. It's a decorative item, the skull of a bison from Dead Canyon. An object of envy and desire of many farmers in High Rock. You got a pouch of coins. You got a bag of coins. You remember what I should be doing? Find some treasure. Well, treasure's just loot boxes, right? There it is. Wow.
Howdy.
You've got to find a treasure chest. There's always something interesting inside, usually coins, but every now and again you get a unique item. Open that chest, blah blah blah. Let's see. It's Super Harvest Boost. This has not been scripted at all. Yeehaw. 3 minutes, you'll earn double the coins. Get ready, the timer will start as soon as we finish talking. Ready, set. You leveled up. I unlocked new vanity items for you. You can use them to spruce up your ranch. You can also develop your farm now. After all, how long can you keep growing pumpkins? Did you know that pumpkins are actually berries? Anyway, I know growing pumpkins get tedious. Here's your next task. Buy a strawberry field for 100 coins. Yeehaw. I see that you have the requirement amount of coins. You'd like to make that purchase? Yeah, sure. Oh, you have a new strawberry field. How cute. Love the smell of strawberries in the morning. You leveled up. Yeehaw. I have a new task for you. Do you know strawberries are a hybrid of 2 wild species? Yeehaw. Your next task. Sow and reap these fruits. Yummy. Hey, hey, Rancho, get to work. I don't know who Applejack is. I'm so good at this. Whatever. We've got a full minute left. I'm not surprised she's from a kids show called My Little Pony. I haven't watched My Little Pony, I'm afraid. I'm aware of it, though. That's as far as my culture goes. There we are, all done. Let's just, no, harvest that. I'm supposed to be dealing with strawberries, but that was the easiest way of dealing with that.
Yeehaw! You're
Open a
attempting to interact
chest.
with an inactive player.
You mentioned you have vanity items for sale. Can I buy anything? Cat. Yes. Cat. Gardening tools. Yep. Why not? Hello, cat. Cat not follows. Cat. I guess he said vanity item. Pretty good for a kid's show, but I doubt you'd find it interesting. My experience of My Little Pony begins and ends at listening to Discords by the Living Tombstone. I'm grinding this out. To get more of those fruits. I want that to be an achievement for getting all of the fruit, so if there's not, I still, in my heart I've claimed the achievement even if it's not an achievement that exists. Alright, talk to you. Have I done a thing? Then you have to sew and blah blah blah. Stories take longer, I get it. Can't call yourself a cowboy if you don't have a cow. Ready for your next job, give me a moo and buy a pasture for 250 coins. Done it. Yay! Quite a lot of rocks in it though, you'll need to do something about that. I have a new task for you. So you're itching to bring your next task? Here it is, collect 5 piles of rocks from the pasture. The sun is shining, so let's stop slacking. Time to roll up your sleeves and get cracking, yeehaw. Where? Is that this? Getting Wolfgang doing all this stuff. Gotta admit, I do like this game. It's just, there's a lot of talking involved. I want to skip the dialogue sometimes, and I do sometimes, but it is important because it's not. It's a puzzle. It is a puzzle game, but it's.
Yeehaw!
Wowee. The cows in Harvest Time are real escape artists. You know, the pastor definitely needs a fence. Buy a fence. I have the money. It's fine. Wow, I've got to my limit. Expanded, you have space for a wonderful dairy cow. In that case, your next task is to purchase a beautiful cow from me at 1,000 gold coins. You don't have enough coins. Come back once you've gathered the requirement amount. Spruce up your farm. Let's develop my farm. Develop my farm. Let's develop my farm. You don't have enough coins to develop your farm. Come back once you've gathered the required amount. Do I have any boxes?
Yeehaw!
No.
You're attempting to interact with an inactive player.
Really? What we got? There's still a lot more to discover, I think, in terms of... I ended up ended on the wrong side of the fandoms. My childhood was full of colourful nightmares. Oh no. I'm not going to inquire further.
What a lovely day.
Don't be shy. Stay on my field.
Wanna talk to this guy? So now he works for the sheriff.
Please don't interrupt their...
Howdy, Game Deck. So I've heard you're working for the sheriff. Good call. The law is to be respected. I understand you're chasing an outlaw and you'd like to question my people. That's problematic. You take too much of their time. From what I heard, the outlaw is anxious to leave High Rock. You should take your detective skills to a different part of town. Well, good luck to you. Can I not?
Sunset duels are the best part of the game.
Okay. I need to find that other guy.
Enjoying the game?
Oh, I can go up here now. Hello. I stood aside and listened. Do you honestly think it was here, in this graveyard? The ledge it grew on collapsed, and that's why there's no trace of it. Cosmic tree, Axis Mundi, the tree of good and evil, the tree of knowing. The symbol is presented in every culture. The Vikings, Australian tribes, Christian and Slavic myths. It's everywhere. Huh. According to these beliefs, there's a spot where time stops along the tree's axis around its trunk. It allows you to connect with the past and the future. For the Australian RN to be on the cosmic. Yeah, transform the unknown face into the world and organized reality. Okay. Interrupt. Oh, sorry, could I? The woman kept working without paying any attention to me. The woman kept talking, ignoring my presence. Sorry, could I? One of the women looked at me haughtily, sized me up and made some gestures in the game's menu. I noticed a message in front of my eyes. Players, Jera and Waller added you to their ignore list. Have fun playing. Right. Hello. Mia McPretty. Who do we have here? Our favorite twisted player. How fortunate.
Hello. We have a few simple questions for you.
As a Harvest Time player. These people I've met before. It'll only take a moment unless you're like Benbow. Don't be like Benbow. What's the point of this interrogation? We're collecting data. You'll learn more over the course of it. Answer the questions. Here we go. Question number 1. How long have you been playing Harvest Time? Lie. Ladies, I weed these seed beds before it was cool, and days before the great update when you could assault a neighbor with a pitchfork. Question number 2. Have you ever been to the graveyard in the hell? Yes, I have. Alright, listen. Here's question number 3. Have you heard about the Tree of Knowing? Don't answer. Next question, please. Another question. Focus. Have you ever experienced flashbacks that weren't yours? Answer ironically. That usually happens when I forget to take my medication. Oh, you're a bundle of laughs. Do you ever feel like someone is telling you what to say? As if they've taken over your mind and will? No, not at all. I feel a wave of intense anxiety as part of me flipped out upon hearing the question and made me say no. Hey, easy, we're just talking, okay? It should go smoothly now. Give me any number that comes to your mind. Uh-oh. 314. 304. What kind of a question is that? What are you trying to drive me into? Take it easy, don't freak out, it's cool. Yeah, thanks, that's all. Your turn. Is there anything you want to ask us? What was behind the question about a number? That 314, does it mean anything? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We're not quite sure, but we're checking it out. Actually, it's not the first time we've heard such a response from an interviewee, but the fact that you reacted quite oddly to that number may mean something. I heard the tree was here at Harvest Time. It's sparked player interest, discussing what it means, what it was made for.
But there is so
Keep going.
much to do.
I'm getting all of this down. From what I know, the location where it appeared is now closed. It's a graveyard. Nice. This seems to confirm our theories. Now tell us honestly, what do you think this tree is? Honestly, I have no opinion on that. It's an artifact present in a few games, so it could be anything or nothing, but it is interesting. Real guy, you know that? How can we pay you? I'd love to learn all you know about the sheriff. So the sheriff, he's like incredibly fast, you know? And we found out he's like using this cheat, a speed boost they call it. Just don't tell anyone, please. It's our leverage against him, a safeguard in case our clan wants to know something from him in the future. And would you believe the sheriff answered 3142? Funny, huh? Maya scowled at her companion, and that's about it, right, sister? So how's your clan doing? What was the name? It starts with an H, right? Oh man, the Hon clan, the best org in the world. With the most profound message, concept, and narrative. It's a riot, dude. Make sure that it's drop it in the Knight's Code. That's where our headquarters are. Jeez, it's so amazing. Like everything starts making sense. What are you asking about the Tree of Knowing? We're collecting info for our clan. It's a top secret mission, you know, so we can tell you. So we can't tell you too much. Actually, we don't know much either. If you learn anything, make sure to let us know. Totally. Come back with some solid info on the tree and you won't regret it. The Hon clan knows how to return a favor. Okay, can I ask Rusty Ed about the tree? Because I feel like he'd know something. New player. Tell me the legend of this artifact. Alright, it was about a decade ago. Pie is dangerous. Okay, Chaos. And this is Gamedec. I don't know how else to elaborate. An event was announced that would last all year. A year! It's that one of the loot boxes would contain a legend of harvest time. The artifact jewel, I can still remember it. It was a house in the game. House of Happiness. It was covered in flowers, it boosted the joy neurotransmitters of whomever was in it. The sort of software can cause an addiction. Did they warn anyone about it? I don't know much about it, but let me tell you one thing. A lot more was allowed in games back then compared to today. So there was this player, Ted Godiva, who sold his apartment, everything he had to improve his chances. He spent a lot of money on boosts. That's how we got that treasure. The house is still hovering somewhere in the game, in Elysium. He settled here in harvest time. Bring him a Zoe net. He only had enough money to keep his brain alive for a few months. Even while he was dying, he kept smiling. I've read a report on Zoe nets. He'd need lots of money to stay alive for years, not just to keep a retrium. An organic brain gets older. Someone would have to keep providing him Everbrain, a regenerative enzyme, maintaining natrium liquids. The enzyme, it costs a fortune. Okay, now that you listen to my story, I can answer your questions. I'd like another story. The old man closes his eyes and smile. It used to be a game of ambitions. It was all about portraying something genuine, physical labor, soil, dirt, things you don't get in Relium. You took your spade, you know, there were roots in the ground you had to dig through. There were snails now and then, you grabbed them and either threw them onto your neighbour's field or you killed them. I hate snails. Snails, that sound media worthy? Can you tell me more about them? My viewers crave stories about oddities in old games. I cut the ones I caught in half and placed them around my garden. Other snails came to feed on them, then I put them in jars and covered them with salt.
Want to see my farm?
They turned to jelly.
Premium decoration pack.
Jars sold for 100 coins each. Laugh. That sure is one way of doing things, thanks Ed. So, walking on the farm was hard, alright. People said they had muscle aches after going back to Relium. That was neurotransmission at work. You visualized your garden, then you got lost in the work. Digging up dirt, sweating, and then seeing the end product of months of work, it was therapeutic. Then, upon player request, the devs started making it easier. They removed fatigue, sped up plant growth, got rid of adverse weather. Then they introduced premium accounts, subscriptions, microtransactions, and all that was left of the game was the box. Games change according to trends and audience performances. There are still worlds like Happy Hunting Grounds with full-on simulation. Trends means moneymakers get their hands on it and turn something that mattered to players into something that mattered to them. I've talked enough. I can answer your question now. Go ahead. Maybe later, I'm tired. Ask your questions if you have any, because I'm about to take a nap. What do you do in this game? Ah, so there's still curious people in the world. I mean, people who are possessed of the virtue of curiosity. I'll tell you. Look at these young players. I can see they don't know a thing. You know what they do about it? Say nothing. I guess nothing. Exactly. They don't ask the elders. They don't know. They don't look for the so-called know-how. They think they know it all. I've played this game for years. I've achieved everything. I know everything, and no one asked me a goddamn thing. I see them growing carrots, and I know they'd grow faster with a barrel of ice beside them. Does anyone ask? No. You know why? Is it because new players overestimate their knowledge? Exactly. And the old hands underestimate theirs. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. The world itself is changing too, especially this game. It all used to be more true to life, more difficult. All these scallywag youngsters would get the bum's rush. But I digress. I bet you there's something you want to talk to me about, isn't there? Maybe you want to hear a story? Are you the guild master of Rusty Head's Guild? I am, as the guild open to all players of adequate level. What level do I need to be at? Also, to join Rusty Head's Guild, you need to listen to 3 daily stories. Could you admit me to the guild? Sure, you listen to my stories, and I can see you're not a member of any other guild. Just a minute. Yeah, welcome to Rusty Head's Guild. Make sure to read the terms and conditions. It's just one sentence. Be nice. Yeehaw. You're now a member of Rusty Head's Guild. Thus you get access to the guild house, where you will find a ton of attractions. I've already broken in. The guild house is available from level 15, so get on your farm and level up. Don't worry about the levels. My guild runs on principles from 20 years ago, and there were no such limitation. The house is open. Ah, I've always liked to see it come and go. There's the appeal. That's the appeal of all games. Lovely weather, isn't it? Oh yes, it is. But that's not how it used to be. Changing seasons, rainstorms. Ah, now it's just on all the time. That's what the players wanted. They were fed up with the rain. Fancy that. I could tell you lots of stories. I have to say goodbye. Take care, Gramps. I like that guy. I'm gonna talk to you again.
This game is so addictive.
Other things in High Rock. Sorry, I don't know anything. I'm trying to stay away from other players for now. Right. Can I talk to you?
Hi, how's it going?
Millie, I was watching horses in harvest time, and I noticed a few interesting things. Horses here like it when you pat their necks. They sleep while standing, and they like to chew when there's nothing in their mouths. Gosh, that's all true. You really do like horses and know a lot about them. Respect, man. Respect, cowboy. Millie, you've been honest with me so far. Tell me, what do you do when you're not in harvest time? And really, She looked at me. Then at the ground, she cleared her throat. When I lost my hands, I was told to rest.
Game is
So I've been sitting alone in my apartment for a few months now. I'm 16. We live low. When we have artificial lighting, it's always dark outside. Dad's never home. He works so we can afford the faster regen. He blames himself. We have this old robot, a duster. He dresses me and connects the fluid. I lay on the couch and I'm here, where I'm happy. Loneliness poisons the soul and makes you go crazy. You have to fight it. Get out in the world. It's good that you're playing this game. My fault exactly. In here I'm not lonely. I have Pretzel, and I have you. And I have other players. Have you noticed anything suspicious in town recently? A new player talked to me not too long ago. Outlaw. It was odd. It scared me a little. She wanted to hustle a horse out of me. I escaped from High Rock. She didn't understand that my Pretzel is a show horse. He's no fleet. She was upset and got me upset too. I thought that Black Rook sent her after me. Black Rook? Fraud. He promised to sell me a one-of-a-kind horse from the Pumpkins and Ghosts event. But he just took my money and disappeared. And now the outlaw has gotten into some shady dealings with him. Maybe there's some kind of gang. Better stay out of it. Bye, Millie. I'll see you around.
Perfect. Just like every other day.
So, okay. What I'm pretty sure that that Leanne is this this person that the outlaw is supposedly working with. I think that no, I know. I'm pretty sure the sheriff is a cheater based on the sheriff doing his beat. I think that the sheriff's a cheater. I think the outlaw. Maybe is a cheater as well. But I feel like she. I think. I don't know, but I think that Leanne's the perpetrator. And I'm gonna say that that you're the victim. Let's just see. Let's see about that. 3.14 pi. Oh, I see. Who's responsible for the orange folks issues? I think it's Leanne. I'm just gonna make that guess. Suddenly felt a strange presence and someone appeared next to me.
Hello, Gamedec. Would you like to talk about your investigation?
With another game deck? Show yourself, I want to know who I'm talking to. The silhouette is all I can reveal for now, my avatar is somewhere else. Been following you for a while, using a slightly modified Guardian Angel app. What do you want from me? All I want is a friendly chat, one game deck to another. Sorry for all the sneaking around. Will you accept my apology? Fine, we're cool. Really great. I gotta say I didn't expect that. As I thank you, allow me to, and as a token of my goodwill, allow me to share some information with you. Perhaps it will shed light on your investigation. I'm sure you have plenty of questions. You're a game deck after all. Why don't we meet in person somewhere a little more private? In the graveyard. That's right. After you've completed the investigation and finished up your business, meet me where the tombstones grow, as a poet would say. Do you remember the way? You need to jump in the well, or off the saloon roof. Both methods are fine. Oh, you can jump off the saloon roof. Right, I'm gonna go to the saloon, which is here. Right, yeah. Person, strong gust of wind. There was occasional mild breeze in this game, but nothing like this. I was either hallucinating or I just seen falling dust array itself in the outline of a human being.
Welcome to the High Rock Saloon. Can I get you anything?
Contact Bob Zapper. Mike Corazzi. Bartez's eyes flashed green. I heard a familiar beep signal and the face of my old friend appeared before my eyes.
Hey, pal. I'm in a meeting. I can't talk right now.
Send to you when I'm done. This could take a while. Shuffling later. Okay.
Howdy. What can I get you?
Tell me all about the local rumors. I'm sorry, I can only serve drinks in an automatic. Blah blah blah. Order a drink. In the premium account, buy a drink. Express my irritation. Okay. Okay, who's this? Okay.
Hello again.
You wouldn't believe what a coincidence this is. It's actually my good friend, known influencer called Elite Pierogies32. Celebrity? I didn't know. Do you have any proof? I'd like to make sure it's true. They say he's an outranger, but so far I haven't found any proof of that. So that you think I'm some kind of idiot that'll believe the most obvious lie. The thing I actually thought you were a professional. Goodbye.
I wish to speak with you, Gamedec.
Want you to vet the show. Found out he's a doctor. A doctor, he must be rich, but are you sure? Please find me. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna go to the... I wanna climb the ladder and jump. As I've been told I can. My third visit to the graveyard. I hope the information the mysterious Gamedec had for me was worth it. Hello.
Welcome, Gamedec.
I didn't to perform a ritual or exorcism to make you reveal yourself? Right, let me exit Guardian Angel mode. How do I do that? I think it's here.
I am Kenzu.
We met in Twisted and Perverted. I was conducting my first case there. Right, we've met. I remember you were chasing some crooks. What are you doing here anyway? Following the cheaters? Yes and no. Remember those chicks in TMP? Knight's Code remembers. Took notice because they were talking about the Tree of Knowing. They're here now and they're asking around about stuff. It's important. I've met the local sheriff too and I'm sure he cheats. I hate cheaters. So I laid low, hidden and started snooping around. Then you showed up, so I thought we might join forces. Tell me more about your investigation, Cam. Did you manage to find the cheaters that spoiled your game? Online, yes, but you know, Chief, it's not the same as catching someone in Relium. I tried to use the program Investigator, but it's not easy, so I followed them around and tried to find out where they live and drink. So step by step, program by program, deduction by deduction, I've become a Gamedec. Congratulations on the career change. Wise men say the only constant is change. Good or Bad is a cool game, but very demanding. A Gamedec's profession is less stressful. That's right, I just missed the money. Guardian Angel program popular with Gamedecs. Where'd you get it? How did you learn to use it? Yeah, getting the hang of this thing isn't that hard. You just need practice, that's what I'm lacking. Did you enter the dark web? Do you have any experience with it? I didn't, I was just cautious. Did you add some information concerning my case? Yes, I think there's some fishy going on. The orange folk is a cheat that helps them get loot boxes. Go on. The sheriff, that Billy guy, used a similar cheat to win duels. It makes sense. Sadly, I don't have any substantial evidence. I'd like to get some. I know that you want to help the orange folk with their problem, Chief. I want to help too. If I were to pick a prime suspect, it'd be the sheriff. That's what my instinct tells me. I've heard that's a big part of being a Gamedec. Jump to conclusions, Ken. Not a good idea in our line of work. I do. Don't make assumptions and don't cling to your first hypothesis. I saw that you closed a deal with Billy and now you're obliged to do the job for him, but maybe it's a good idea to get him in Relium, find out who he really is. It was a good idea, okay. Yes, we need to get him. Awesome. Got the investigator. The program tracks people down in Relium. You just need to get in physical contact with the avatar of the person you're looking for and hold them for a while. I know I've tried, there's a problem. It's like a thin layer of digital air between your hand and another avatar. Maybe that's why it's easier to cheat with a speed boost here. Touch the code and it seems the barrier caused the birds to vanish. I mean, They're there, but they can't be seen. It's a layer of air. I think there's a safeguard against the app. Whether it was done upon players' request or of their own accord, you can't just touch anyone here. So you can't run the investigator by just touching someone. I've thought it over and I've got an idea. Can you hook up the investigator to a bullet and then shoot someone? The bullet would get inside the avatar and stay there long enough. You're thinking like a game deck can. That's exactly what I was thinking. See, you managed to get a piece. It should do. Done. Damn, Chief. Watching work sure is something. Now he needs to challenge the sheriff to a sunset duel and shoot. Okay. It's getting dark. We should go. I'll assist you as an invisible protective spirit. You can thank me later. I assume I have no say in this. You'll follow me whether I want it or not. I'm involved in this as hell. I want to know how it ends. Maybe I can learn something. Maybe I can help. I'm an invisible helping hand. Stay close. Great. Lead the way, Chief. Hello, Bob Zimper.
Hi. I'm on my way to the next meeting. What's up?
Could you give me the maximum level and harvest time? Come on, I can't. I'd lose my job if that got out. Could use some gold coins and harvest time. Could you generate them for me? Not in my power, friend. I can transfer you from my account though. I don't play anymore, so I don't mind. Give me a second. Okay, nice. There you go. Have fun. I'm conducting an investigation of harvest time and intel on a certain player. This kind of data is usually restricted. I can't help you myself, but I'll ask some friends. Who's it about? I've got the Sheriff, the Outlaw, and Leanne. They're from High Rock region. Any information would help. Every detail matters here. Sure, I'll ask around. I'll sense you as soon as I find anything later. Okay. I like this game, but it feels like I'm never gonna finish it. It's the game deck quick. They're hanging Stanley. What? Where? In front of the saloon. Hurry up and save him, man. Let's hurry. Come down, dude. It's just a game. Nothing's bad's gonna happen to you. Don't understand. It's humiliating. Humiliating. Just lynching like this can be humiliating for a kid. We should put a stop to this. Where? We should intervene. Stanley's a kind. Too late. Quick, we might still make it in time.
Hey, where do you think you're going, girl?
String him out. Didn't do anything. I mean, come on, guys. I'm innocent. Let me go. Have Ken lock Stanley out. Ken lock the boy out. I couldn't just let him hang there. I challenge you to a duel. That's how you say it, right? The game system sent a message to the players. A duel was about to begin. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Looks like we got ourselves a daredevil. I'll put a bullet in you with pleasure. No one's ever beaten me, and you won't either. The presence of the orange folk was making me uneasy. Poor Stanley. The shot could decide the success of the entire plan. I started feeling anxious. Prepare the lag attack. Using eye control, I pulled up a program from my deck that could give me an edge. It needed a minute to start running. I had to stall. Make eye contact with Ken. I need the element of surprise. Ken was to know I have good ideas. I nodded slightly in his direction. Ken approached the sheriff and waited for my signal. He was wearing an invisible skin, so the sheriff didn't see him. He stood motionless, a jaded expression on his face. He looked as if the duel was mere formality to him. The stress intensified. I felt how hard my... the lag problem was still running in the background. The lag program, sorry, slowly powering up. It needs another moment. Move your hand to the holster. And move my hand close to the handle of the gun. The sheriff slowly lifted the edge of his coat to reveal a holster revolver. Sweat was running down my forehead. My heart was pounding so hard, made my chest shudder. The tension was unbearable. My program was ready, but I wasn't sure it would generate sufficient lag. Watch the sheriff's shadow. I focused on my opponent's shadow. It mimicked the silhouette, revealing elements not visible from my angle. I didn't notice anything special. Looked me straight in the eye. The man slowly shifted the weight of his body to his other leg. I couldn't control my nerves any longer. I drew my gun. I didn't even notice him draw. He was inhumanely fast. As I fell, I fired a shot in his direction. The sheriff looked at the wound and logged out momentarily. I was hoping that the investigator managed to get a read on his location. Well,
the investigator is in. Let's go find the sheriff.
That was quite a tumble you took there, Mr. Gamedec. It's a shame Stanley didn't get to see this. Let's see if the investigator attached the bullet did its job. With the report, the progress bar stopped at 100%. There was an address below it. This is one of the mushrooms in Warsaw City. Dakota, you know, one of the farmers said she lives in one. Interesting, there must be a connection. He's probably getting up from the couch now. If he's figured out we track him down, he'll molt. We've got to go. Want me to pick you up? Confirmed. But yes, I'll be waiting at the apartment. As you wish, partner. See you there. It's Gamedec. I'd like to talk to you some more, if I may. He's standing motionless, staring vacantly at the forest. The orange folk started disappearing one by one. All members of the orange folk had left the game and to do the same. He opened the logout window. Yeah, partner, leaving already? Don't you want to visit your farm before you go? It was probably the last chance to see the place. Sure. My cat. Spruce up your farm. Develop. See that you have the correct amount of coins. Yes, I'll take it. If you want the full bovine experience, get a premium account. I gathered 1,000 coins and I want to get what's mine. How do you buy a premium account? I'm glad you asked, cowboy. You'll find the right form as well as the terms and conditions in your mailbox. Go pro today. By registering, one consents to personal data processing. The game's account could also be linked to a GitHub account. I didn't want that. I'm here on official business, not for fun. I don't have time for this. Would you really pass up on the chance of becoming a real farmer? No. I'm not sure, but maybe it would. But that's it. We've already charged you for the first 3 months of your subscription. What? Wait, what? How? But how? Cancel the subscription. Article 94 of Terms and Conditions states that cancelling a subscription within 48 hours of purchasing is subject to a fine. Do you want to continue? You know what, Poppy? I'm tired of this. Just leave it. Due to a large number of new users, your account can't be activated until tomorrow. Stay tuned for your first moo. Somehow I was not surprised. Can I have a yeehaw? Right on! Where's my cow? Your account cannot be activated until tomorrow. Where's my cow? Cheater. There are many programs in the deck that help you solve problems. Are the only thing. Oh no, Mindfluencer. As masters of manipulation say, everything is a sale. From a certain point of view, they're right. Anything can be sold if you know what you're doing. You know all the methods of persuasion. Your knowledge, experience, and connections enable to create an argumentative mix that's hard to resist. In terms of in the world of virtual currents, you are what gamers call the end game. In your hands, the code becomes malleable like clay. What others find impossible to break into, you crack effortlessly without interrupting your daydream snacking on dumplings. Now, I'm going to get this one just because it's going to make it so I can get literally anything of the remaining ones later. Oh, I can get either of them, actually. You won't be broken by tension, pressure, or stress. You sense the danger before it manifests itself. You are calm even in borderline situations and feel instant connection with people whose life didn't spare them. You recognize posers and the big-headed just by sniffing at them. You learn to survive on the walkways the hard way. Your experience combined with the knowledge of the law serves you as a powerful weapon, though. Not only can you break someone's jaw, but by referring to certain regulations, you can just as efficiently convince them that it is. We're gonna do that. Him getting all stressed and stuff felt out of character to me. Oh. Rightio. I wanna actually, yeah, I want to. Yeah. Well, okay, I did want to go buy fruit, but it's fine. I hadn't been so close to the Undercity in a long time. The smell of rotting plant smoke from bonfires made by those living in the ruins. The volatile smell of fumes from machines clearing old Warsaw. All were trying to penetrate the veil of oblivion to bring back my childhood. Hydrate! Thank you. Thank you. Ken came to pick me up with his new mobile. Went to the mushroom, one of the places where Wallace builders had lived over a century ago. On the way, Ken talked a mile a minute. He was excited like a fan during a game. We touched down on a narrow parking lot by the door of the place indicated by the investigator.
This is the moment. Right, Chief?
We'll get the bad guys and kick their bums. I knew being a game deck would be more thrilling than good or bad. I feel like a real detective. But you're the one with experience, Chief. Lead the way. We go in with guns blazing, right? Yeah! Yes, we need to catch them off guard. We go in with guns blazing. Do you know how to force the door open? Ken grinned. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3. The door creaked and came off its hinges with a crash. Get him.
Hey, boss. That game deck is here.
Kids, take cover. We've got a bum invasion on our hands. The guy bit the tip of his tongue. He was in the mood for a brawl. An electric knuckle duster flashed on his clenched fist. We're capable of doing anything new. Okay. Look, dog. It's the game deck from Harvest Time I told you about. Kid was right, they did track him down. Can be a good sport and explain to these gentlemen why we have paid them a visit. Why, it would be my pleasure. Are you gentlemen familiar with the Hammerfield pain scale and good or bad? Yo, check this out. This why guys thinks he can talk. I'll take that as a no. Time's up. Why don't we test your pain tolerance? Enough talk. I mean, I'm getting the gist that Wolfgang is. He's the kind of guy that he's trying his best to be like calm and collected and cool, and he doesn't have a strict policy on no killing, but generally he's trying to just do the best he can. He wants to be the law. He wants to do things right, but it's been a long day for Wolfgang. These people didn't deserve mercy. We neutralized them permanently. That's the fate of them who use... Wait, the sheriff. Chief, you see the sheriff anywhere? He was the only kids that didn't get scared. He seemed overly excited. Mr. Gamedec, oh wow. Never seen anything like that. Only games have those wham bam animations. They had no chance. They're strong and scary, but they were scared of you. You have to go up. He's upstairs. Oh, I'm Stanley, by the way. I mean, Tom, I forgot to tell you. was afraid, but you did fine. You can handle Kid too. You showed them. We knew that you must be good with all those likes under your profile that you'd find us. I heard his jaw crunch when he got hit. Anyway, and yesterday we had no dinner and they laughed. Well, who's laughing now? Because the investigation had to lead you here. I knew it. I knew I didn't have to say anything, because you'd figure it all out. I mean, you can tell who's bad and who's good here. They were dirty and hornsed over like any villain in a game. If someone looks like that, you know they're bad. I knew you'd figure it out. That was epic, like the raid event, but it only comes once a year at harvest time, because it's too epic to have it more often. And then there were wild horses stampeding to hide the raid. People say that wild horses are an omen. But they neigh and stomp, and the omens wouldn't neigh, right? Everyone knows omens don't neigh. Sadly. What? Where's the sheriff? Oh, upstairs. I think he tried to run away from you. Chief, let's be quick, shall we? Chief. I know I may look like a total pro, but I've never caught anyone in realism, I mean, not interrogated anyone. Any tips before we go in? First of all, the investigator led us here, but we don't know who's behind all of this. Tell Ken to watch the show. Watch him closely, try to remember what he says and how. If he lies, he should be inconsistent. Lying requires a very good memory. That's very smart, Chief, I'll try. I'll leave the talking to you, I will listen and learn. Hands up, prepare for justice. Sorry, Chief, I got carried away.
You're out of luck, guys. The boss is gone.
He heard you coming and jumped out the window. He told me to stay and to clean up here. The undercity was over 100 meters below. He couldn't have jumped out of a mushroom window and survived unless it was suicide. It's just some kid. It's good that you're here. I'll go check on your friends. Cut it, punk, and tell me what's going on here. In Low City, there's always someone trying to scare us. I've gotten used to it. Can I have my friends back now, or do you want to scream at me some more? Who are you, by the way? I'm like all these kids, just a little older, and I'm better at taking care of myself. That's why the boss needs me sometimes, because no one's sharper than me. This punk is proud of it. You came from Lola Warsaw City, you'd appreciate making money too. I think you came to help. Do you want to harass us as well? We've heard what the kid had to say. What do you think, Ken? Not sure, Chief. We learned in harvest time that Nana is responsible for the kids' problems. She's the head of the foundation. In that case, we should cut the kids off from the foundation, except that regardless of what you think, you don't have a choice. If you call the police, these kids will end up in juvie or on the walkways. I would say the latter. You're going to leave them alone in Low City. They'll be worse off than here. Unless you want to take them in and raise them, no. Well, fine. I know how to take care of them. This isn't such a bad place for these kids. We just need to get rid of this unhealthy stuff. Stimulants and some cheats. I'll bring my people here. They'll keep the place running, but the money will go into my account. You think, Chief? I guess they'll be better off with your friends than in the inhumane system. Of course I will. My crew will make sure that they stay healthy. No more suspicious stuff, and they definitely have to learn how to clean up. Kid headed for the exit. Where do you think you're going, punk? I'll be an adult soon. I don't want to be treated like those kids. I can handle myself. I don't know where the boss is. I'm of no use to you. I think he's the sheriff, Chief. Stanley said the boss was upstairs, and it's too high here to jump out the window. Two mighty Gamedecs. Thought you'd never figure it out. Oh, so old, yet so dumb. Of course it's me. Anyway, as a minor, I'm untouchable, and the kids won't last a month without me and my operation, because all adults are idiots. How about we mess him up anyway, Chief? Introduce him to the holy, punishing hand of justice. I'm itching to beat the crap out of him. I can shoot him? No, he's calming down. He's calming down. Gonna trap him in a speed boost. Kids, you like using the speed boosts? And don't care that they accelerate aging, right? You won't mind experiencing it yourself then. Trap you on a cheat like that and the kids will decide when to turn it off. Please no, they're close, it'll kill me. Don't worry, punk, you want to be an adult, right? This'll help. If someone takes pity on you and gets you out, you can run a real business and not a place like this. Say, I don't know, an old folks home? And nothing. Kids deleted everything. A charity, the Nanette Foundation donated them to Nanette Gardens free of charge. Judging from the delivery dates, it was a common practice. They were always collected by Mr. Lebsky. Someone else would handle this. Alright. Will it be fine from now on? We won't get logged out anymore? Can we still play together? Are they still gonna kick us out of here? Blah, 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 blah. So what will happen to us now? Who's gonna take care of us now? You won't leave us alone, will you? No, I won't leave you. I'll take care of you with my co-workers. But we can stay together, yeah? Can we see other games and not get logged out anymore? Calm down. You felt terrible, remember? That's why you hired a game deck. I solved your problem, you got what you wanted. What do you say in a situation like that? Well, thank you, Mr. Game Deck. I gotta say, it feels pretty strange when they just stare at us without saying a word. First case solved. We should talk it over, Chief, but maybe not here, huh? Why don't we discuss our strategy tonight? Your place. Now, let's wait for your colleagues. Nice.
It's good to see you.
That is game saved. And I think that's enough of that for now. There we go. Ignore that. Right, well that was the second game deck stream and probably the last one in a while because I mean there was a 3-month gap between the last ones. I feel like Game Deck was one of the first ones I played when I got here, so that's pretty cool. I guess yeah, November, so yeah, that was one of the first ones. If not the so it was the third thing we did. We played no, the fourth. We did Call of the Lamb, Fortnite, and Call of the Sea, and then we did Frostpunk, and then we did it. The game is pretty neat, yeah. I like Wolfgang. Wolfgang's cool. I wanna check whether I was hoping that oh well. Who will we raid? I'm thinking, depending on how tomorrow goes, if yeah, depending on how things go tomorrow, there might be another stream, and we'll be playing Dodo Peak or whatever, and we'll probably finish that game, in stream. Then we'll raid Francis. All right, that has been time with naps. It's been fun. I'm quite tired. I'm gonna go sleep soon. Everyone have a lovely, lovely day. I've been naps.